So I am here with the lovely Colette, who's here to share her journey on being involved in the Platinum program and also what that's allowed her to achieve. So welcome, Colette.
Hi Tina, how are you?
Well, I think there's a bit of a delay, but we'll handle it. So, Colette, can you tell me, like, how long have you been in Platinum?
So I joined Platinum at the beginning, so I think it was October.
Okay, so tell me in that time, if we go back to October, like, how are you feeling?
So I was feeling a bit lonely, I guess, trying to work out how to start the business. I'd been creating my supplement for the business for a few months, um, but I felt like, as most people feel when they're working from home or entrepreneurs, they just get in a bit of a muddle, and then there's no kind of connection with anybody really. So the community on Platinum is one thing that I really love, and the WhatsApp group every day. There's lots of advice flying around constantly, and you just don't feel so alone.
And did you feel like in that moment that that was actually blocking your progress with your business, that feeling like you were alone?
Yes, definitely, because you can't really bounce ideas off people, um, and you're in your own head a lot, really. Then, so you haven't got anybody to say, "What do you think of this idea?" or "What do you think of this?" or "How should I word this?" or so there's just kind of no accountability, really. Um, and that's something that really helped me as well. We get the daily tasks, not daily tasks, sorry, the weekly task form. So that helps with like setting up that job for the week. I think what I was trying to do as well was do too many things. Um, my brain was just in such a muddle. So it just really helps to have the coaching calls as well there. So you're able to focus on one task and then get that done and then move to the next task without it all being in your brain all the time. And then you actually just go around in circles. You just don't do anything. Or you think you're doing something all day, but you get to the end of the week and you're like, I haven't
Be
really
doing
done much.
nothing.
Yeah.
So it's like you had like this incredible business idea. You knew kind of roughly where you wanted to take that, but it was the focus because there was almost too many things that needed doing in that one time.
Yeah. And then it's just a compound effect then, isn't it? Of then my confidence was getting less. Um, and I guess it's just having this platform to be able to work it all out. So I've progressed so much in the last 3 months. There were just some personal issues with finances to be able to get the business off the ground. But even that, sharing that within the groups, there was different ways on calls, some calls with Emma. Um, she would give me pointers that I hadn't even thought of. And it would just be having someone reframe it, and then you could just say, "Oh yeah, I don't know why I haven't thought of that." But it seems so simple now you said it. But if we didn't wasn't in this group, how would I work that out myself?
Yeah, it's like that saying we only know what we know.
Yeah,
And somebody else can, it seems so obvious to them because they're looking at it from a an objective viewpoint. They don't have the self-doubt, the inner critic. They don't have like the other distractions that you have in that moment, and they can just look at your business as an offer and say, well, yeah, you should just do that, or you do this. And it sounds simple, doesn't it? They're like, oh yeah, I could have just done that. But that might be something that you sit on for like a week, a month, a year, just
yeah,
trying to figure out on your own. And so it sounds like obviously those one-to-ones with Emma have been really important for you, being like
yeah.
a
I think well
important
they
part
were
of the journey.
on, on the group call, on the Zooms that Emma does. They were. I
Okay.
didn't really have a one-to-one with Emma, but the one-to-ones with the experts within the platform have really helped as well. Well, and yourself, I've had two with you, I think, um, and they really helped reframing confidence and how other people would see you. Um, and just making it not be like such a big deal, I think. And after your coaching call, I think it was 20 minutes, um, I did it in prep to go live in one of the other members groups. And it just really helped me just be able to do that conversation with her for 20 minutes. Also, then in the background of that, I had to set up some tech to be able to go on that call. So I wanted to point people to know more about my business. So then I just did another coaching call with Fiona Green, the copywriter, to work out what to write. And that's, again, just 20 minutes, but amazing. You're just so focused after these calls. And then just a bit more tech help in the background, setting up the simple things like from the beginning, MailerLite account, and then connecting that to a Stripe account and doing your opt-in page or your landing page. I mean, all these things, I look back to before I was in Entrepreneurcity and Platinum, I wouldn't have had a clue where to go with the background and all the things that need doing to move forward. I mean, I'm a creative, so I've got all the ideas, but I'm not techie. So this is where it's just been amazing for me to learn that and actually overcome my challenges to learn it. Because before I'd be like, don't even know where to start.
Yeah.
But with the Platinum, you can go back after you've had a coaching call. There's so many courses within Platinum that you can just go back, and I would watch a video and then pause it and then do a little bit of setting up the MailerLite, then pause it, then go back. Then it's just priceless, really, the amount of support you get and how you can move forward in such a short time.
So it sounds like obviously the ideas are full, like the idea tank is full, but knowing how to translate that into something that somebody else can use and buy and have the Stripe links, have the MailerLite, so you're collecting the email addresses, somewhere to host your freebies and your opt-in forms. I know, like, for me, all of that was a foreign language. Like, what's an opt-in form? Like, I was like, well, I don't know what that is. And when people say front end, back end, and I would be like, what are you talking about? Like, this is crazy. I don't know what it is. So to have that one-to-one call with someone, I think you can get the answers so quickly, can't you? Like, it's like if it comes up as a question in that moment, then you're having that conversation. It's you can read, like, do courses, which I love courses, I think they're great, but I know that sometimes you can watch course and then you're like just as confused afterwards as you were when you started it, because there's certain things that you needed to understand for that course to give you what you needed from it. So if something's telling you how to set something up, but you don't understand what it is that you're setting up in the first place, then it kind of unravels that, and then you've got more investigating to do. Whereas on a one-to-one, you can just say, pause for a second. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. And also, like, I was stuck on, I had to have the website up and running, and I didn't have the finances, the budget to do that yet. But learning that I don't need the website yet, I could just have the landing page with an offer and then start off, has been a huge transformation, really, because I felt like I had those blocks. But now doing it this way, I'm able to maybe start building my email list, which I'm just in the process of starting. But I think I would still be stuck on that.
Yeah.
Without being
Stuck on
investment.
like how to build an email list, or stuck on knowing that that's what you needed?
No, I always knew I needed one because in a few years ago I started a franchise called Curves Fitness for Women, and it was an American company. So I remember them doing an 8-week launch prior, and I remember at the time thinking, well, this is a lot of work to do before you actually open. And it was all about getting emails and getting people to sign up for the first week. And then when we opened the gym, we had 250, 300 women sign up on that day, but that was because of the pre-launch. So I kind of knew that I had to collect emails, but I didn't know how I was going to do that, and without putting myself out there on social, which I didn't have the confidence to do. So yeah, again, it goes back to being in this group where I can see other people doing it and giving me a bit more confidence step by step, and then learning things about the content creation that Emma's put out there now. And it's just the little steps behind all that that's just been, yeah, as I say, just priceless knowing.
Yeah. It's that kind of hand holding to a degree, but it's you that's doing all of the work, and it's you that's kind of coming up with your business ideas and what you want to put out there in the world. And it's having that team of people that you can go to. And one thing that I hear is that once you start working with experts on the one-to-one calls, like, we know you, we get to know you in your business. So like the more calls that you have, the more, like, it's not like you're going in and having to tell someone from scratch, like, this is what I'm doing, and you've got to start the whole journey again, the whole story again. It's like, okay, how did that go? What are we doing now? And as somebody who's an expert in there, I know that I can have a call with someone and be like, right, do this, but then the next call you need to have is with Becky, because then you're going to need to automate that. And so it's kind of knowing who to then pass you on to next, so that you're going to get that fluid next step without you having to figure out, well, who do I need to book in next?
Yes, definitely having that support with the continuity, because you don't know what goes next, really. I think, I guess, if you're opening a shop or something and you know that people are going to walk in, it's different. But when you're working from home and setting up something from scratch, you don't know which order it goes in, really.
No, totally. Okay, so tell me a bit about, like, what you've done so far. Like, what have you achieved in your business in this last few months?
So I have been creating a supplement for women. I was diagnosed with ADHD, and I was going through perimenopause, so having lots of different symptoms, as I'm sure people could probably resonate with, brain fog, um, memory loss, short-term memory loss, executive function. So I was put on some medication. I live in Wales, so I have to pay for that. So over the last few months, I have been using natural supplements to try and work out how to make myself feel better. And then I had an idea to put it all together in one supplement. And I've got a nutrition background of the degree, and I'm an associate nutritionist registered. And I love researching things. Obviously, if you've got ADHD or anything, you just go down a rabbit hole and research. So I decided to put all different things together. So that's what I've been doing. So I've been working with a company since last April to tweak it and get it right. And then I've got the branding up and running, ready to go. And I think the call with Kyle as well was really helpful, because even though I designed my branding for the packaging, I showed him and he gave me some tips. And just having him say, this is really good, actually, you've got an eye for this branding. So having that validation as well off a coach to say, oh, okay, you're on the right track. That's brilliant. So where I'm at now is I'm at the final stage. I've finished testing the supplement, and like I said before, I had a bit of a finance issue, but that is sorted. So now I'm able to order my minimum order. That will take about 8 to 10 weeks until I finally get that. So this time now I'm going to use to build my audience. So I'm going to be starting on my socials and collecting my email addresses, and hopefully get people in to sign up for a pre-order. So when, they're on the waiting list, basically. So when I'm ready to send it out, they'll be first to have it.
Amazing. So where do people find you now if they want to know a bit more about the product and they want to get on the wait list? Like, how do we find you?
So I've got an Insta handle, so it's ladybird.supplements. There's only a couple of posts on there right now, but if they can start following me now over the next few weeks, that's what I'm focused on working on. So getting my content and getting it out there, I guess. But that's what I've been stuck on. It's what I've really been stuck on as well, because, and also I thought, I could start posting now, but until I knew that my financial situation was sorted and I can order the stock, I didn't want to start putting it out on socials and get everybody like, well, if I go on a waiting list, when is it going to come? Because I didn't really know. So this has all happened in the last couple of weeks. And I think it goes down to, as well, being in the group with the manifestation, and I've got my gratitude journal from Karen here, which I've been filling out every day since last May.
Amazing.
And the belief coding and just visualization and all that side of it as well is really important. Because if I hadn't been doing all that when the finances sorting out last week, I'd have had to start all that. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel like everything's been building in the background, because I found Emma Cooper on Entrepreneur City, and then joining the Platinum has sort of built the foundations for me to move forward.
It's incredible and it's so exciting, and I can't wait for you to be getting your product out there and just showing everybody like what you've created. That's huge. Like it's actually huge that you've created this from your hard work, your dedication, the research that you've done, the skills that you have. You're putting it all together to help people. And if people are feeling like they're struggling with any of the things that you mentioned, the ADHD, the brain fog, menopause, like you're just a woman who wants to look after her body, like get in your space and learn about why these things are important so that when the day comes and that order arrives, then they will be first on the list. So that's super exciting. And thank you so much for sharing. I suppose one last thing I would ask you is if you were to give someone advice who is maybe a little bit kind of reluctant to buy another course, to be part of another program. They're in that space where they're like, they know they maybe need some help, but they don't know what's the right way to go about it. What would your advice be to that person?
Well, I would say, I have bought mini courses over the last couple of years, and it's all been really scattered, and then you just can't keep up with things because it's all not in one place. I would say with the Platinum and Entrepreneurship, just do it because everything is within that platform for you. So if you need, help on your mindset or the tech or the content creation or audience building or anything, it's all in that one platform. So then you don't get confused about what you signed up for when. And I'd say this has got the most value of any course that I've purchased in the past, definitely. And the progression I've had is more than any other course I've had.
Amazing.
So I say stop buying all the other courses and just buy this one.
Just buy this one because it's got everything that you're
It's
ever
got
gonna
everything
need.
that you need in it.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Have a
Thank
wonderful
you.
day.